how, as a family affair, like, is it out of convenience to have your family in your films? Or is it just because you want to have brilliant actors in your films, or is it a little bit of both?
Oh well, now you boxed me in. But brilliant actors, of course. But then on the other hand, it'd be like Dad would be like, well, I want to go. He still want to just stay at home. So yeah. So it's a little bit of both. What do you think?
There's nothing convenient about it. But it's how we like to work, if possible. But nobody necessarily wants us to work together. It's been a struggle from the beginning. They did a whole reality show about how crazy it was for John to think that he should hire his family. How could he possibly think that's an option? Well, they asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have something to tell John, my son, here, that he doesn't know. This is a revelation. His mother and I, before John came into the world,
He's not your real
never
father.
mated. We were never together physically. We just weren't. And what happened was that the great God above decided, since we were both performers, she was a singer and an actress, I was an actor, that we should have a son who was a director. So the great God above proclaimed another immaculate conception. And so we thought about calling him Jesus. We decided against it when we saw him come out with red hair. Jesus did not have red hair. If you didn't know that, think about it.
Wasn't Jesus kind of Scottish, Jesus Murphy?
Well, maybe Jesus did ever hear, and it's just revisionist history from the great gosh above.
Gosh.
As John Wayne would say, next.
Anybody else out here? Yep. Step on up to the mic. Yeah. Ball rolling.
Hello there, Gulagers. I'm Darren from Blood, Guts, and Booze. We have a booth inside. Y'all look fabulous. Yeah, I can get a little rowdy at times.
That's in the booze. Oh, I see in your hand.
I'm the guts, he's the booze.
I'm the booze, that's the guy.
We've seen your work.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you did. I've seen a couple of things that you've been in, sir, and it's quite good. It's quite good.
Yes, good taste, good taste.
Yes. And Diane made a wonderful point earlier about being in a convenient situation with family. I've experienced false hope with people in a project that I've been working on where you build up this momentum and all of a sudden, poof, it's all gone because of whatever excuse, whatever happened, in their personal life or whatever. But you have this bond and you have this beautiful tribe together that you rely on each other and you come through. And I think that's beautiful and you're very special and wonderful to have that pleasant gift together. And you should be proud with everything you do.
Well, it doesn't always work out, because Diane alluded that a lot of times things are working against you. And the company always wants the latest, greatest person that they can get, and so they'll keep holding out for that. But sometimes that works for us because they don't get the latest, greatest, and they're like, then suddenly they're in a hole, and so we can fill that, whenever we want to, but yeah, so we like to do this.
Yeah, it's beautiful. John.
And then we get, we also get to go around. See, we're here in Niagara Falls. We get to go we get to go and make movies around the world. Well, mostly around the United States. These guys go around the world sometimes, but I'm just basically here. Well, I'm not in the United States.
So yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you in the Niagara region.
Yeah.
Anybody out there? Niagara region? Yeah!
Niagara region.
Yeah.
I know, because we keep saying, so are you from Niagara Falls? No, I'm from the Niagara region. But see, that's meaningless to us, because you're still from Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
You're from the Niagara region.
Exactly. Like Welland, not many people know about Welland.
There's a reason.
There's a reason for it. But we're trying to make it beautiful again.
Everybody keeps going like, I'm from London.
UK. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your craft.
Thank you.
Nice.
You're the one.
Yes.
Other half of our guns and booze over here.
Yes.
So I hear there's a great story when you guys were shooting Feast 2 that you had with the town and the penises. I'd like to hear it.
All right.
Yes.
Our monsters had penises, yes. And there was a situation where, okay, so I didn't quite understand about monsters. Monsters, I thought I could just work them. No, they get really hot and really tired. And they could basically run down the street once. And then they had to sit in folding chairs, holding motorized fans, electric fans in front of them, just blowing air on them and into the little holes in their costumes and stuff until they can run again, because it's... Well, yeah, our monsters are men in rubber suits, not digital monsters, not men with little dots all over them and stuff like that. So they can actually pass out also. So they'd be sitting there in these little folding chairs and with these fans and with their junk hanging out. And we would mostly work on the weekends because we took over the town. So we'd work on the weekends, and in the weekdays we would shoot in the city. So we were working in this little town called Plain Dealing. So a secretary decides to come into the insurance company and work on the weekend. And she looks out the window and there's a monster junk hanging out in front of her. And she complains. And so the next day, I'm driving into work there in this little town, and this guy stops me. And he wants to challenge me to a fight. Well, he's the guy that owns the insurance company. And he's like, I don't know, John, what you guys do out there where you come from in California. But around here, we don't have monster junk hanging in front of our women. And he literally says this, and he calls the sheriff. He wants to fight me. And so I go, okay, I'll take care of it. And I tell all the monsters about the whole story about the guy wanting to fight me and the sheriff. And the sheriff is on our side because we're paying him. So I'm like, okay, I got it under control. And we do some shots, and I turn around, and there's a monster hanging his junk out in front of that window. And I go, you just can't trust monsters, you know? And so we got in a little bit of trouble and with the monster junk. And then some of our actresses in the storyline, they have to make a catapult out of their stretchy clothing. So they're topless from then on. And so that with the monster junk, the town tried to get us thrown out. But this is when Christ said the Pledge of Allegiance and everything. Dad and Diane and I went to the town council. We stood there and we literally said the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and all that stuff. So that we could shoot there.
And did Clu tell a wonderful story?
And my dad told a story about the cotton belt, because my grandfather, and so there was, the main road was Cotton Belt, because that was a train that stopped there. The Cotton Belt in the United States, there was a train line. My grandfather was a conductor on that. So Dad told a story about that and brought tears to the eyes of the city council.
So then they were like, okay, monster penises are okay.
All that, well, they didn't know about the monster penises. But that sort of thing happens all the time, though, apparently, because
Every place we go.
some people went back to try to go to this town, and they said, you know, They said there was a movie that shot here before and they won't allow any movies to shoot there again. So I made a movie called Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah.
And it was all written for this great water park in Louisiana with these huge slides that look like dragons and all this kind of stuff, and we'd written all these specific gags that were... They read the script. And it was evidently a kind of a Christian kind of family. And they said, no way. There's no way you can shoot here. And so we ended up at a little mom and pop water park in North Carolina and Wellington. But you know, that wasn't the plan. But you know, you have to roll sometimes with the punches. And yeah, that happens a lot apparently, at least to me.
I was watching part of Feast 2 from their screen, and Clu, well, when I tuned in, you were just beating the heck out of a lady. You walked in the door, like just hit her and just start banging your head on the toilet, then bit her ear off. It's like, dude, what kind of movie is this?
Dad, you beat up Jenny Wade in Feast 2. Yeah. Do you have anything to say about that? Yes,
I do. Jenny Wade is a beautiful, beautiful, really talented actress. And she loved John's work. And she had a sequence in the movie where the monster ate her head. And the monster went outside the window and shit, and her head came out. So her father saw that. So then he saw her. He found her head being shit out of a monster's asshole. And you know what? He objected for some reason.
Then he wanted to fight me.
Yeah. So Jenny wouldn't do the sequel much. She did just a little bit. She decided, no, that's not for me. I'm not going to do it. My folks don't want me to. And she should have done it because they had the good stuff for her in the sequel. And actors have to be very cautious about relatives giving them advice about their acting career. I had a sister-in-law who actually put her foot down on my having a big old advertising firm pushing me, because they had a writer write a story about my wife, which was published. She went blind, my wife, and she had to go to the Himalayas, whatever you say, Himalayas, to get her to see a guru to get her eyes fixed. Well, her sister read that and said, Clu, you have to stop your publicity. So midway through my career when I was starting, I stopped my publicity because I had treasure in my family. And I'm sure most of you, if you lost your career or family, you would choose your family. You have to, that's what you love. And so I chose my family and I let my career, stop. Actors' careers are based basically on the publicity, the PR firm, public relations firm that they hire to promote them. You say, well, what about the talent of the artist involved? The talent has to be there. But after the talent, you begin to realize that there are over 1 million good actors running around my town, Hollywood, and all really great film actors. You don't have a chance unless you have a PR firm behind you. And that's very interesting. You say, well, why are you telling us this? That's not, we don't want to hear stuff like that. Well, I don't either. But most of you know more about film than I will ever know. You say, well, we're fans. No, way beyond fans. and I understand that. I go to these conventions, I know who you are. You know more than actors will ever know about the films that we make. And I understand that, and I accept that. You saw that beautiful documentary that these three nuts made about movies. They were brilliant commentaries on brilliant commentaries, reviews of the movies, great editing. They put clips in from the movies that were just astounding when they were put together. It was they're great artists in your town, and they're fans. They're not fans. They're working filmic artists. Come on, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. And I don't mean to be racial. I'm just saying that's a term that we use in Oklahoma.
It's a card.
It's a card, Clu.
It's a card. And so I want you to know we know who you are, and I know you understand, you think who we are. But it's not as easy what we do. And that's what John was telling you those stories for. Those actually happened. I was there, I saw it. And I did tell a story where it was mostly true, but I angled it to make them cry. The city council of this town, so we could finish this fucking film. Yeah.